The EV market is booming, but not every new electric car deserves your money. Some models look spectacular in the showroom and then fall apart the moment you sign the paperwork. These 2026 EVs are generating the most buyer's remorse right now. Number 9. Hyundai Ioniq 9. Hyundai's flagship three-row electric SUV was supposed to be the vehicle that finally made families forget about the minivan. But early owners are discovering that a $58,000 starting price does not buy immunity from the ICCU failures haunting the entire Hyundai-Kia EV lineup. The integrated charging control unit, the component responsible for managing DC to DC power conversion and onboard charging, has been the single biggest reliability headache across Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis electric vehicles for the past 2 years. And despite promises that the problem was resolved, Facebook owners report ICCU failures on 2026 Ioniq 9 units with as few as 6,000 miles on the odometer. One owner described a complete power failure at 65 miles per hour on a freeway, a terrifying scenario in any vehicle, but especially alarming in a family hauler designed to carry 7 passengers. Consumer reports confirmed that ICCU issues are a primary reason Hyundai and Kia EVs score among the least reliable in their annual survey, and Reddit threads questioning whether the 2026 Ioniq 9 has truly fixed the problem remain filled with uncertainty rather than reassurance. Hyundai also recalled the Ioniq 5 and Ioniq 9 over a rear suspension issue that posed a crash risk, raising questions about platform-wide quality control on the EGMP architecture. The Ioniq 9 itself rides well and offers a genuinely spacious cabin with up to 335 miles of EPA estimated range, but none of that matters if the powertrain can leave your family stranded without warning. Until Hyundai can prove the ICCU problem is truly eradicated, this is a gamble few families should take. Number 8. Audi Q6 e-tron. Audi positioned the Q6 e-tron as its technological showcase, built on the brand-new PPE platform shared with Porsche, but owners are finding that cutting-edge architecture came with cutting-edge headaches. The MMI infotainment system, running on an entirely new software stack, has generated a steady stream of complaints since launch. Reddit owners document laundry lists of simultaneous malfunctions including lane change warning failures, rear turn assist errors, driver assistance system shutdowns, and CarPlay disconnects that require hard resets to resolve. One Facebook owner left the Q6 e-tron community group entirely after dealing with 2 separate vehicles plagued by software problems, declaring the experience unsalvageable. Consumer Reports notes, the 2025 Q6 e-tron has already been recalled 3 times by NHTSA. And Audi e-tron forum posts describe OTA updates that fix one glitch while introducing another, creating a frustrating whack-a-mole cycle for owners paying over $64,000 for what is supposed to be a premium product. The HVAC control system has its own set of reported issues, from settings being randomly lost to climate systems that fail to respond until the vehicle is restarted. The Q6 e-tron drives beautifully when everything works, with strong acceleration, composed handling, and a refined cabin, but the gap between the hardware promise and software reality is wide enough to generate genuine regret. Ultimately, the Q6 e-tron shows plenty of promise, but ongoing technology issues make it difficult to recommend with complete confidence. Number 7. Polestar 3. Spending upwards of $68,000 on a luxury electric SUV should buy a complete, polished experience, but Polestar 3 owners are learning that their vehicle was sold with a lengthy list of features still labeled, coming soon 18 months after launch. Inside EVs documented the problem in detail, noting that core steering wheel controls remain non-functional, requiring multi-step touchscreen interactions for tasks as basic as adjusting volume or skipping a track. The window controls use a confusing 2-switch toggle system, and climate adjustments demand diving through on-screen menus rather than using physical buttons. A Reddit owner who took delivery in mid-December described regretting the purchase within weeks due to software bugs, calling it a very fun car to drive that is undermined by a maddening digital experience. Polestar forum polls reveal a community divided between enthusiasts willing to tolerate growing pains and buyers who expected a finished product at this price point. The software-defined vehicle philosophy that Polestar and parent company Volvo embraced was supposed to reduce wiring complexity and enable rapid over-the-air improvements. But in practice, it has meant that owners are beta testing features that should have been ready at launch. A mid-cycle OTA upgrade is expected to activate the dormant steering wheel buttons, and a 2027 facelift with 800-volt architecture has been announced. But those promises offer little comfort to current owners who paid full price for an incomplete vehicle. The Polestar 3's driving dynamics are genuinely impressive, but the ownership experience feels like an early access video game rather than a luxury SUV. Number 6. A Cadillac Lyriq. The Cadillac Lyriq wraps you in a stunning cabin with whisper-quiet electric propulsion, and then the infotainment system crashes and reminds you that beauty is only skin-deep. A comprehensive Reddit post cataloging every known software problem on the 2026 Lyriq lists issues ranging from super cruise lane change settings resetting every few drives, to the infotainment screen freezing and requiring a full system reboot, to the wireless charging pad crashing the entire display. Kelley Blue Book consumer reviews describe the driver assist software as unreliable, regularly failing, or going out of service without warning. One Cadillac forum owner called the Lyriq their worst nightmare, detailing repeated dealer visits for software problems that were never fully resolved. GM Authority confirmed the automaker is actively working on multiple infotainment system issues and asked owners to please be patient, a message that lands poorly when the vehicle starts at $59,000. NHTSA data shows recalls for ABS software faults affecting over 24,000 units and a rear video display that can go blank while driving. The hardware beneath the software troubles is genuinely excellent. The Ultium platform delivers up to 326 miles of range, the ride quality is plush, and Super Cruise when functional remains one of the best hands-free highway systems available. But Cadillac is asking buyers to pay luxury prices for a software experience that feels unfinished, and Facebook owner groups confirm that charging problems, HVAC malfunctions, and extended dealer service times compound the frustration. The Lyriq has the bones to be great, but the software holding it all together needs serious work. Number 5. Volkswagen ID.4. The Volkswagen ID.4 carries a reputation that precedes it, and unfortunately for prospective buyers, that reputation includes Consumer Reports naming it the least reliable vehicle in its entire survey. The 2024 model year was recalled 8 times by NHTSA, and the problems that triggered those recalls, including battery fire risks, drive system faults, braking issues, and charging failures, cast a long shadow over the 2026 model even as Volkswagen scrambles to address them. The battery fire recall alone affected over 44,000 units across the 2023 through 2025 model years, involving high-voltage battery overheating and misaligned electrodes that could cause thermal events. 5 separate battery fires were documented before the recall was issued. Owner forums remain a mix of defenders who have logged tens of thousands of trouble-free miles and critics who describe ongoing software glitches, phantom dashboard warnings, and infotainment screens that freeze or go black. Facebook groups list common complaints including capacitive touch buttons that fail to register inputs, electrical system warnings that appear and disappear randomly, and 12-volt battery failures that leave the vehicle unable to start. Volkswagen has pushed extensive over-the-air updates to address software stability, and the 2026 model does show improvement according to Kelley Blue Book owner ratings. But the ID.4's troubled history makes it nearly impossible for cautious buyers to feel confident signing the papers. The 4-year, 50,000-mile basic warranty and 8-year, 100,000-mile battery warranty provides some financial protection, but they cannot protect against the inconvenience of repeated dealer visits and the nagging worry that the next recall notice is already on its way. Number 4. Chevrolet Blazer EV. General Motors launched the Blazer EV with enormous ambition and then immediately paused sales because the software was not ready. And 2 years later, owners are still discovering that the pause should have lasted longer. The Blazer EV's launch in late 2023 was halted by a stop-sale order after widespread infotainment failures, charging glitches, and system crashes that rendered vehicles nearly undrivable. GM issued a comprehensive dealer-installed software update in early 2024, but the problems did not end there. A parking brake wiring harness recall affecting over 40,000 units followed in 2025, addressing a defect where corroded or damaged wiring could cause the parking brake to engage unexpectedly while driving or fail to hold the vehicle when parked. A subsequent chassis harness recall targeted vehicles that had already received the earlier fix. Kelley Blue Book consumer reviews for the 2026 model describe screen freezes, auto hold malfunctions that worsened over time, and software instability that eroded confidence in daily use. A dedicated Blazer EV forum post titled "Very New Blazer EV Owner, Buyer's Remorse" summarized the community sentiment, noting that 90% of posts involved negative feedback ranging from plastic panels falling off to fundamental system failures. The Blazer EV itself offers genuine appeal when functioning correctly: strong acceleration, a striking design, and competitive range. But Consumer Reports rates the Blazer EV's reliability as below average, and the vehicle's troubled launch history means every strange noise or screen flicker triggers anxiety that another recall notice is coming. For buyers who want an electric SUV without drama, the Blazer EV's track record suggests looking elsewhere. Number 3. Tesla Cybertruck. The Tesla Cybertruck is the most polarizing vehicle on American roads, and for every owner who calls it a spaceship, there is another counting the trips back to the service center. Cars.com lists multiple recalls across the 2024 through 2026 model years, including a recall for 18-inch steel wheels that could literally fall off due to wheel stud failures, and another recall covering essentially every Cybertruck on the road because the front parking lights were too bright. Build quality complaints have followed the Cybertruck since day one, with owners and reviewers documenting panel gaps wide enough to fit fingers into, inconsistent fitment between the stainless steel body panels, and surface corrosion appearing on trucks exposed to rain despite the vehicle's stainless steel marketing. A Cybertruck Owners Club post from a 13-month owner described initially loving the experience before 5 service visits eroded that enthusiasm entirely. At prices ranging from roughly $80,000 to well over $100,000 depending on configuration, the Cybertruck demands a premium that its fit and finish does not consistently justify. The underlying engineering delivers extraordinary performance with a low center of gravity and rear steering, but the ownership experience remains a lottery where some buyers get a flawless truck and others get an expensive education in patience. Number 2. Audi Q4 e-tron. The Audi Q4 e-tron promises the 4-ring badge at a more accessible price point, but owners are discovering that the discount comes with a disproportionate share of problems that Audi seems unable to fully resolve. Edmunds summarizes owner sentiment bluntly, noting that reviews focus heavily on software issues, charging challenges, and faulty technology. Reddit owners of the 2026 model report that the home charging unit has failed twice, preheating the cabin fails intermittently, and the software stack introduces new bugs with updates that are supposed to fix old ones. The Q4 e-tron shares its MEB platform with the Volkswagen ID.4, and it inherits many of the same electronic gremlins that earned the ID.4 its reputation as Consumer Reports' least reliable vehicle. A joint recall with Volkswagen affected over 60,000 vehicles due to a software issue that could prevent shift lever indicators from displaying correctly, creating a rollaway risk. Audi e-tron forum members describe AC charging faults, DC fast charge sessions that terminate unexpectedly, and charging cables that overheat, all requiring multiple dealer visits to diagnose and repair. The capacitive touch controls on the steering wheel and center console are a persistent source of frustration, registering phantom inputs or failing to respond entirely depending on temperature and humidity. Consumer Reports flags below-average predicted reliability for the Q4 e-tron, and the pattern of recurring electrical and software faults suggests that the MEB platform's maturity has not kept pace with buyer expectations. The Q4 e-tron drives pleasantly and offers a refined interior when everything works, but the frequency with which things stop working makes ownership an exercise in frustration. Number 1. Honda Prologue. Honda built its reputation on cars that never let you down, which makes the Prologue's ongoing screen blanking crisis feel like a betrayal of everything the brand stands for. In March 2026, Honda recalled more than 65,000 Prologue and Acura ZDX units because a software defect could cause both the infotainment screen and the instrument cluster to go completely blank while driving, eliminating the rearview camera feed, navigation, speed display, and all vehicle information simultaneously. The Autopilot reported that it took Honda 20 months to identify and develop a fix for the problem, an astonishing timeline for a safety-critical defect that left drivers flying blind. But the story gets worse. Reddit owners who completed the recall software update report that their screens went blank again within 2 weeks, sending them right back to the dealer for a problem Honda claimed was resolved. A separate Facebook thread documents the same post-recall failure, with owners describing screens that flicker, go dark, and sometimes recover on their own but sometimes do not. Consumer Reports rates the Prologue's reliability as below average despite Honda's overall strong brand ranking, specifically because the vehicle was built on GM's Ultium platform rather than Honda's own engineering, inheriting the same software instability that plagues the Chevrolet Blazer EV and Cadillac Lyriq. Torque News published owner complaints describing a slew of issues that made the Prologue feel more like a GM product than a Honda. For a company whose customers specifically chose the badge because it represented bulletproof dependability, the Prologue's problems represent the deepest form of buyer regret. Not just dissatisfaction with the car, but disillusionment with the brand itself. And with this, we have reached the end of this video. Make sure to like it and subscribe the channel for future upcoming videos.